Yes, welcome to the fifth class of EDA842. Today's class is going to be a practical session where we are going to see how you can generate data for your organization using Google Form. So let's see how you can do this. All right, as I mentioned earlier, this is topic 5 and we are going to look at how you can generate data for MIS using Google Form. And by the end of this lesson, I expect you to be able to do this effectively. You should be able to generate data for MIS in your organization, especially in your institution using Google Form. Now, what do we need to know about using Google Form to get data online? We all know that data remains the lifeline of any management information system, especially within the education sector. Since education is a social contract with the people, you need to get data from individuals and other stakeholders like parents, religious bodies and agencies, and also NGOs in the society. And with the dynamic nature of the society, getting data through the manual method of physically administering research instrument to the participants might not be appropriate, especially to cope with the ever-increasing challenges of this digital age. So, as a stakeholder in management information system, you need to acquire competencies on how to use technology to reach many participants and generate data from a distance. And using this, Google Form allows you to do this effectively. Google Form is an online technology platform provided by Google to get data from target population even from the comfort of your office. Then your respondents only need the Google link, which will be filled and submitted online. Then at your own end, you can then download the responses and analyze the data for decision making. Then there are steps you need to follow. Let's quickly look at the steps. Prepare the content of your instrument or the form the same way you will prepare the content for your questionnaire. That's the same way you build the content. Probably type the content in Microsoft Word that you can just be imported to the Google Form. Then you need to open your Gmail account. One of the easiest ways to get to the Google Form site is through your Gmail account. So open your Gmail account, then you click on Google Apps and select Forms. I will show you this in the practical session. Then you click on the blank form to start building your content. Then you edit and format the Google Form as appropriate. Then at the end of the day, you can download the responses for decision making. It's as simple as this. Before I go on, quickly respond to this class activity 1, and in the second section of this class, we'll look at how you can do it practically on the Google Form. I'm already on my Gmail account, and that is what you need to do first. Open your Gmail account, then look at this place. You see Google Apps here. Then you can click on Google Apps, select Forms. Look at the forms here, select Forms. And as soon as you click on that form, it takes you to another page. It opens another tab for you. That is the Google Form tab. So this is the page, and the first thing you need to do here is to create. Since you are creating from scratch, you don't need any template. Just come to this blank, then click on it that you are starting from scratch. So click on blank. So there are a whole lot of things you need to do when you are getting started like this. But the first thing you need to do is to edit this title form depending on what you want to what you are building your content for. Maybe in your institution, in your school, you are trying to introduce online learning. Okay, then you need opinion of the parents concerning this. Then you can call this, let's call it introducing online learning. Introducing online learning. So that's the title. Then you can do a whole lot of things here before you even start building your content. You can customize this header. See this place, customize theme. Click on it. Then you can customize a lot of things. You can change the font style if you like. You can change the theme color, the background color. Depends on you. Then you can choose an image that explains what you have here. Okay. Assuming you want to choose an image for the header, click here to choose an image. Then it will just suggest to you different images that could be used. If you have any of the images that best explains what you have as the content, you can pick. But if you don't have, if none of these images is appropriate for your use, then you can go to your computer to upload or to pick the image. See this upload, you can click upload here. The same way you will attach your file, click browse. The same way you will attach your file. Maybe when you are typing on your Gmail, you want to send a message, you need to attach file the same way. Then you can come here to pick any image that you think will represent what you are trying to communicate to the parent. Okay, this one, I think this one is better. Then you can click on this one, open it. The way you customize your Google form goes a long way in attracting responses, positive responses from the respondents. So you need to change the look and feel of your Google form. So when this is uploaded, you click done here. Then you can see the header image appearing here. We are talking about online learning and people are using computer here, so it's a bit appropriate for this subject. So you can just click it, then you begin to build your content. You have your question here. Question 1 is already here. So assuming you want to get their name, depending on you and what you have as your question here will determine the option. These are the options, the type of responses you need from your participants or from your target audience. So Google Form will automatically suggest to you the type of response or the type of option that is appropriate for you, what you type here. When I say name, it has suggested that it should be short answer. That's the best option because they will have to type. So you can just leave it like that. So you are done with, that means you are done with question 1. So if you need to add another question, look at this button, this plus sign. Click on it. As you click on it, it gives you another question. You can see it here. This is another question. So if you need something like gender, if you want to know their gender, then you can pick here. You can pick something like multiple choice because they need to pick one. So you pick multiple choice. Then here you type the options there. Male, add an option. Click on add an option. This is female. So you are done. It's very simple. So to add another question, you click add question. So if you need them, maybe you need them to now tell you their opinion, you can just say, okay, online learning is appropriate for my children. Okay, that's the question that will require them to pick an option, okay, depending on their opinion. Then you can still leave it as multiple choice. And in the option, you can say strongly agree. So you click add option, say agree, add option. So what do we have here? You have disagree. The same way you have in your questionnaire, that's what you do here. So you click here, you say, so what's the last thing we should have here? You say strongly disagree. Simple. So we are done with that. Now assuming, okay, we still need to get information, you still click on add question. But this time around, we need them to write something. Maybe we need them to write something about tell us your opinion. Tell us your opinion. So you can just leave this one, okay, as been suggested by the Google form. So you can still add another question. I'm trying to come up with different question types that you might need when you are building your Google form. So that's why I'm doing this. If you want them to list something, for instance, maybe you need them to list different devices that they have at home, something like this. Now, something like this is, you cannot pick multiple choice question, because multiple choice question will allow them to pick only one option. But this time around, they need to tick many boxes. So you change, since you want them to list. Okay, you can pick check boxes, for instance. What are those? What are other things that you use for mobile phone? Okay, you can say tablet. What are other things? So just come up with the list so that when parents gets to this place, they can begin to tick. They tick all this. So you can just go on and on and on building your content on the Google form. So when you are done editing and formatting the Google form, now you can just come here. Again, there are some things you still need to do here. Now, we've customized. Now you can preview it. Then you can come here to edit the setting. Take note of something that I want to do here. Now, when you click on setting, then it takes you to this place. There are different things you can do here. But basically, if you are using a Gmail that has an organizational domain name, okay, because I'm using NOUN Gmail that has NOUN as the .edu.ng as the domain name, the Google form will automatically restrict the access to this form to people or participants within this organization. So the same thing with you. If you have an institutional email, and if you are using an institutional email to open that form, you need to disable this. Okay, because if this thing is enabled like this, the implication is that when you send your link to people outside this organization, they will not be able to fill the form. That's the implication. So I need to disable this one. So the same thing with you. If you are using something like that, you need to disable it. Then you can come to presentation. Then you can just enable whichever one you want to enable here. We want to show your progress bar and some other things. You want to show with the question order, you might enable it, but you can just leave it like this. Then you can just write a confirmation message. Okay, at the end of when they submit, this is what comes out when they submit the form. You can say something like that. So you can just click on save. So when you do that, now the last thing you now need to do is to get the link for that Google form. And to get the link, you click on this send. As if you want to send a message, click on the send. Then it takes you here. Then you see this link icon. Click on this link. When you click on the link, it gives you the Google form link that you can send. But you can still get the shortened URL. Click on this shortened URL. This is what I do most of the time. This is more a bit shorter than the former one. Then you can just copy it. You can just copy this. If you have the emails of the participants, then you can now send links to them on their email. And if they have something like a WhatsApp group, you can drop the link on the WhatsApp group for them to fill. Anywhere they fill it, anyhow they fill it, from different parts of the world, you have it's been recorded online. Then the last thing you now need to do, okay, when you are done with this, the last thing you need to do is to, maybe after responses, people have responded to your form, they now need to come here later, click on responses here. You will see the number of responses appearing here. So what you need to do is now to download. You can download the responses. You can click on this place. See this place. You can click on this place. Now see this download responses in CSV format. Then as soon as you click on this download CSV, download responses, it will download all the responses from the respondents on the spreadsheet, on Excel sheet for you, and that's now analyze the responses and take decision based on that. So getting Google Form online, filling it online becomes very easy, and it's a very critical aspect of this course that you should understand and be able to implement effectively in your different organization. So we have come to the end of this practical session, and I believe you have learned one or two things about how you can use Google Form to get data online. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next class.